smugglers, contraband smugglers, people who smuggled drugs, who smuggled weapons into Nigeria. They hired soldiers to kidnap 2 civilians that recorded them, and they beat them silly, make video of it, post it on social media. It didn't end here. Somebody who saw that now called called the smuggler that, listen, don't involve soldiers in your stuff. Don't ever bring soldiers into this thing. We don't want to be part of this. And guess what he said? He said, if I had my way, I would kill them. I would have killed them. That I beat them up like that. It's even like I did them a favor. I would have killed them if I had my way. Listen to this phone conversation between this guy and the smuggler.
Hello?
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 Fine, sir.
Yeah.
Oga, I beg. You hear wetin fires that they do like this?
What did the father do?
You hear say federal brother with worker. I don't know wetin conspire with them. Where did they use soldiers? They brutalize them now for local.
And I mean, they say, if I have my way, I'll kill them.
Oga.
I didn't hear like this, so if I have my way, I'll kill them.
Oga.
I
I don't want something where we say he go come be like say soldiers don't enter this matter. If they get an issue with them, may they deal with them by themselves. May they don't involve soldiers. I know what's not the talk.
Yes. What my friend? Make involve what thing?
May they not involve soldiers. Anything where they want to, may they do themselves. May they not involve. Those people don't get issue with soldiers.
They don't get issue with soldiers.
Yes.
What they're going to be them soldiers.
They're not saying they say no be that soldier position at some point. Hello?
What's in me?
Ẹ̀gbọ́n.
I'm the same number Sakari. I mean, number Joseph Dulo.
Joseph.
The point Saki, you're going to know where.
Zati mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ ti kọ́ níbi wọlé sí. Ó lọ sọ pé wọ́n á gbé tóun bá rí wé àti pa wọ́n máa pa wọ́n.
Tóun bá rí wé àti pa wọ́n.
Òun máa pa wọ́n. Mo sọ pé kó máa jẹ́ tọ̀nà sójà wọn náà rọ̀ yìí o. Ó lóun gangan olóhùn wà ń bẹ̀. Mo ní kó máa jẹ́ tọ̀nà sójà kó má di pé ó ní ẹ̀wọ̀n fídíò àwọn sójà sòun. Kò sí wàhálà.
Sójà ẹ̀wọ̀n fídíò kí ló kàn pẹ̀lú sójà ẹ̀wọ̀n fídíò.
Ẹ má wọrí.
Káwọn sójà máa ń fi fàyè.
Ọ̀gá kìíní ń pè mí sí. Ọ̀gá Joseph ń pè mí sí. Ẹjẹ́ ń gbé. Hello?
Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah, the air boss.
Okay, I don't call the operation officer, so they go there now.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna reach.
Zach did there like this. I don't call Zach.
Okay, in there, ba.
I don't call Zach.
Okay.
In they tell me say, if he get way to kill them, he go kill them. I don't want make soldiers smart enter this, you know. What is that? They make it come on handle. I need to meet you to tell her this, you know. Make it come on handle. I don't want this thing where they drag soldiers. So.
No problem.
I don't want something where they say I go start to drag soldiers. So.
No, Allah.
All right. No, Allah, bros.
Something
where they say I go start to drag soldiers. So.
No, Allah.
All right. No, Allah, bros. Something where they say I go start to drag soldiers. So.
He was actually calling one of the supposed leaders of the soldiers, I don't know, one of the officers. The officers hired by the smugglers to beat up the civilians, brutalize them. And he said if he had his way, he would have killed these 2 civilians. He would have shot and killed them. And he said that on a call. That is your Nigeria. Thanks to those ones who probably felt like they should respond, clearly. Last year, this story, I don't know if you remember this woman, Chike, my man. Thank you very much for that. Your super chats, that's quite generous of you, as always. Thank you. Dowen College. I don't know if you remember this story. Remember this woman?
I thank Nigerians and I appreciate the great love they have for us. The parents, the family of Ogenenyero Sylvester Oromoni Jr. I so much appreciate them. God will continue as God used them, and God is still using them to fight for us. God will continue to fight for them. God will lift them higher and higher above the reach of all their enemies. In the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Nigeria, I'm so happy and I appreciate the deep love you have for us. The love that you people have for us, I appreciate all. But this battle that is on ground is of the Lord. Everlasting living God, the creator of heaven and earth, the I am that I am, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, the owner of the whole planet, the God that created the whole universe, we must surely avenge the death of my son, Ogenenyero Sylvester Oromoni. Everlasting living God, we avenge the death of my son, Ogenenyero Sylvester Oromoni Jr. For this, the whole world will know that there is God that fights for the oppressed. Jehovah God, arise. King of glory, arise. And let those that cut the life of my son short, cut their life short, O Lord. And those that are supporting them, O Lord, cut their life short. Let them feel the pains that I'm passing through.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. She's dead now. She died 2 days ago. And this was like after, like 8 or 9 months after the police investigators, the school. Now, the story is that her son, who was beaten by his colleagues, he was fed with some sort of poisonous substance. He was beaten and beaten in the hostel, a private school, Dowen College. The school had to protect his classmate that did that to him, because they are children of rich people that had to be protected because their lives. The autopsy showed that the young boy died from the torture and beating by this his colleague in the school, a boy that was very, very healthy, going to school, returned home very sick. Then he told his mom what happened or what they did to him. His mom took it up. It became a big case, but the Wayne College buried it. They used all means to say the boy didn't die from any kind of abuse from his colleague, from his own classmates. And they absolved all those involved. The woman, according to reports, was having some health issues before this whole thing started, and that escalated. She died 2 days ago. And there was never any single justice for her. That is your Nigeria. Just for the sake of those who care to know why, Nigeria is a weapon fashioned against us. Nigeria is a country that is eating our own citizen, a system that continue to shorten our lifespan simply because we are so unlucky to have been saddled with horrible, horrible human beings. We are so unlucky to have come from a place where the value of human life is next to nothing. It is. And it is unfortunate. Anyway, going forward in this lawless contraption, a police officer woke up and told everybody that you can no longer use a tinted glass, because there is no law that banned that, by the way, but it is Nigeria, right, where anyone and everyone is a law unto himself and expect everybody to obey. This is the police commissioner for Abuja. Diesel.
We are clamping down on all commercial vehicles and everybody tinting their vehicles. We need to see people in their vehicles. Tinted glass is contributing to a lot of lawlessness. A lot of the victims kidnapped that we have rescued have given us their words that the tinted glass made it impossible for people to know they were in distress. And a lot of them at the same time covered their number plates, or some deliberately did not put number plates on their vehicles. This is the one resident of the Federal Capital Territory that henceforth the police will enforce all laws on tinted glasses. Nobody have right to tint their vehicles. We will enforce the law on covering of number plates. Nobody have right to cover their number plates. We will enforce laws on people not affixing registration numbers on their vehicles, because all these are forms of criminalities that people take advantage of to rob innocent citizens of the federal.
Nuisance, Lele.
Except if you are a politician. The politicians are the ones driving tinted cars. They are the ones covering their plate numbers. Except if you are a politician. The law is, nobody is above the law, except if you are a politician in that contraption. Then you can stylishly be above that law. A bit touch on the raging Tifnumbu's tax bill. Now, the Nigerian Senate has discontinued the debate and the conversation around the bill, even though it has already passed the second reading. Now, because of the controversy it has generated, they have now discontinued it. The House of Representatives says they won't even touch it. So what everyone is now trying to say is that they want to consult more now, whatever that means. And according to Taiwo Yedele, Tifnumbu's presidential committee chairman on this tax bill, he said he's so shocked, he's surprised that the people that, the states that are paying more into the cover of a VAT, Lagos State, River State, he expected them to be the ones to complain that some of their own contribution is being given to other places. But they are not, except, according to him, except the people that they are trying to help. So they are trying to help the poor states in Nigeria to get more money, according to him. But these poor states, including other Nigerian states, are the ones who are totally against it. He couldn't believe it. In his own words.
Federation, including Borno State, Nasarawa State, and the Northern State. Do you speak to all of them?
Yeah, that's another, very tricky one, because if you say you want to speak to finance commissioners, you go through their forum. You're unlikely to find any meeting, whether of the Governors Forum or NEC or Finance Commissioner, where everybody would attend. And I cannot recall, because I don't know all of them one-to-one, so I can't tell specifically whether the Finance Commissioner for Borno State was in attendance. But I would imagine, because we have more engagement with the Internal Revenue Service, at least four sessions. So he must have attended at least one of those sessions. So I would say yes. And even, by the way, on our committee, the committee that worked on these bills for over 1 year, we have 6 head of Internal Revenue Service from the 6 geopolitical zone that were members of the committee, including our discussions where we simulated what this was supposed to mean, along with the other proposals where people needed to build consensus. And for us, because of the data we're working with and the inequity we thought we were going to correct, we had not envisaged that this was going to be a pushback from the other states. We thought that the pushback was going to come from Lagos State mostly, and maybe a little bit from Rivers State, because that's what the data we had was saying to us. It's almost like we ended up with the people we are fighting for are now fighting us. But that's why for us, otherwise would have insisted in speaking to maybe governors from states where they don't have a lot of derivation today, but we are trying to push their derivation up. VAT derivation, I think that word is just very sensitive because people think about the oil and gas derivation where it's based on production. So if you're not producing crude oil, you don't get any part of that derivation. Whereas for VAT, every state consumes. So when you share anything based on derivation, everybody will share out of it. And in the Constitution, as we speak today, with respect to stamp duties, it actually says under Section 163 that, stamp duty should be shared 100% based on derivation. So what we are proposing is not strange to even our Constitution. When it comes to matters of tax generation, you must recognize where those things are being generated. Otherwise, we end up with a situation where one state will get a Supreme Court judgment, like we had for, I gave you 2 examples before. And then there's also the local government who will have no opportunity to discuss, negotiate, or agree on anything. It will happen, like today and tomorrow, VAT is gone. Everybody has to administer it and keep their revenue 100%.
Welcome to Nigeria, where everybody is lying to themselves. And then they will tell you they are doing it in your own interest, in my own interest. Bulaba took it to the next level. He just went to for the jugular by accusing the northern governors of the same gaslighting. Like, they have the one to impoverish their people. They are telling lies to their people. Instead of them to tell their people that they are responsible for their poverty, blah, 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 the usual way. Bulaba went a little bit, took it a bit notch up in the name of defending the bill. Listen.
Playing the policies for negotiation. They want to bargain. They want to have a bargaining stand with the president. On whatever issue, I don't know. But if it is strict application of this tax for the purpose of dealing with poor people of Nigeria, we make it clear we're disseminating this information in the languages from the north for people to know that this is not utter. I even saw a fake news circulating that the president recently signed a contract with Macron for the recolonization of the northern Nigeria.
Well,
it is that bad.
That's preposterous.
It is that bad.
Yeah.
So let the governors, I know that they are working together with the president, let the governors, and one good thing, to be fair to the tax team, this is one of those teams in recent history and memory of our democratic experience that have done wider consultation, more than any other subject. In the last 2 weeks, conversation around the tax reform have happened across platforms more than 200 times, just to communicate to the people. And this is open. You can see it. On this side, it favors Lagos. On this side, it favors Kano. On this side, it favors Bordeaux. On this side, there are the application of the tax law in terms of dealing with hunger, bringing good governance. It is the best that has ever happened.
But what about the collection process of the revenues and those tax revenues?
There are some taxes that benefit consumption. There are some taxes that benefit production.
Well, VAT is a consumption tax, isn't it?
Yes, but even within the precinct of VAT, the distribution formula is such that there are those that go for equity distribution, or those that go for population, and then those that are on derivation in the stricter senses. And what I told a friend of mine who come from the north, I said, if you are making the argument that this tax is introduced to afflict the north from the south, who, apart from MTN or one other company, is the highest paying tax man in Nigeria? Is a northerner. Where is his business? In Lagos. Why not in Kano or Maiduguri? Because Lagos climate.
You're talking about Dangote and people like
that. Because Lagos provide the climate for him to benefit. Most of these governors, their posh houses are in Lekki, in Banana Island, in the places where there is value on the asset or value on business. So let us discuss business and take away this issue of north versus south. It is one of those things that will not make for the progress of Nigeria. If you have a case to make, come with data, come with statistics. If you have an argument to make it on the basis of facts that can be verified. But the idea you carry some of us, who innocent northerners, who believe that this tax is good, and you're saying it afflicts us. No, I don't think that is a good argument to make. And I'm calling on all the stakeholders from the northern Nigeria to look at it from the point of view of construction rather than destruction. Look at those areas that affect. Negotiation is there. It's going into public hearing. There may be, in the course of this conversation, one tinkering here or there, but you cannot throw the baby with the bathwater. And if it is one that touches on the needs of the poor, this tax reform is for pro-poor and not anti-poor.
Well, certainly there have been a lot of people from the north who support the bill. I mean, we've had quite a few of them sitting where you're sitting who make the same sort of argument. But do you think this problem can be solved by simply devolving revenue collection to the states?
What kind of solution? Because this tax system is one of the many reforms of this administration. There are many reforms. This is one of those. They call it fiscal reform or whatever. In terms of revenue collection, it's easy. It's the easiest thing to do. We already have a revenue collection institution that by this act coming into law will be redesigned. When the revenue is collected, it will be distributed according to what the law provides for it. So there will not be a problem in terms of distribution. And let me tell you something, Mr. Charles, and by extension the Nigerian people. Some of our governors who decry this issue of tax and say to afflict the North, you need to go to our respective states and see the taxes that are collected on people who do keke na pep, right? To the point where the people are living like a slave. If a man is riding keke na pep in a day, how much does he make in a day? And you subtract that from how much he pays as a tax in that state. At the end of the day, he goes home with little or nothing. Is that not part of the things that impoverish the North again? Why is it that it is this tax that impoverish the North, but the taxes we collect in our respective states without concomitant constructive effect in that? So let us, I think that 2027 is not here. Let us not spark the conversation for politicking of 2027. Let us focus on governance.
Nuisance lele.
Remember, he's now being paid. Before, he was doing it for free. So now Bulaba is being paid to lie to you. I, as a person, will be very skeptical to take whatever nonsense comes out of his mouth. I will never believe any word from his mouth, anything at all. There's no way he can sort of present it that will make somebody like me believe any nonsense coming out of his mouth. He is paid to lie to you. And guess what? They are already telling themselves that, if I say the number of spokesperson for Tifnumbu is like it's not enough. Tifnumbu will need to employ more people now. Maybe this is going to be the time they would have to give Reno Mokri his own appointment. Add them to that of ex-convicts. Do you quick, they need more people to come and lie to you. Because if I say these whole lies, no, they work. They told you that subsidy removal was because of the poor people. Today, majority of you have become poorer. Even those who could afford food before they removed the subsidy, they now said that though you are suffering now, but you are living a fake good life before. They removed the education subsidy. And then they told you they were giving you for a student loan. Didn't they? I won't believe any word that comes out of their mouth. Never. I won't. There's no way. See, no, I don't care how good it sounds. Or there is another clown. There is another clown which says that Tifnumbu, he said, this tax bill, they should translate it to Hausa so that Hausa people can understand it very well. Because Tifnumbu is a messiah, is a God sent. He is from Kogi. The way is from Kogi. I don't know which one was Kogi or Ekiti. You know?
If I even go back there today, I'm not a stranger there.
So in all of this, what do you fear the most about the political future of President Tinubu?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not saying it because I'm on TV, I'm saying as it is down in my heart, I don't have any fears. By the time we get to 2026, they will see this country. How everybody will be praising the president.
You think the president is capable of performing and impressing the Nigerian people?
Absolutely.
You're so sure?
100% sure.
What gives you that confidence? Even the president, I'm not sure the president is so confident about himself as much as you are confident of him.
No, when you see, if you see somebody who knows where he's going, you will know now. Okay, now, if you look at this tax bill and see the structuring that is taking place there, it shows that this level of borrowing in Nigeria will reduce in the near future. We will not be borrowing money to finance our budget as much as we are doing now. And then we'll be able to finance the infrastructures. There will be